Hello and what's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe, become one of the bunnies, and if you're coming back, oh boy, we have a very good video today. Between miHoYo teasing a new game, preparing for another, and trying not to abandon a third one, we are here to discuss a character that its place is really weird, especially considering its timing really. So, I've been playing the beta for a while now, and so far my experiences has been going really up and down. To be honest, I wasn't really expecting to really be even interested in Aponia or Eden, for the matter of fact, as we know a new collab is coming up, we know the Harsher season is coming up pretty soon, so I was really conservative on my idea of, hey, do you really need Aponia or not, especially that Mobius came out not very long ago, and now that the Harsher of Thunder was added to the dorm supply. How can Aponia actually stand out has been a matter of questioning for me. And now with Eden coming up and being a custom-made special support for Aponia, I was like, how is that gonna team up with Fischl, and how is that gonna be any different from Fallen Rosemary, for example? And to be honest, I am quite surprised, in a good way obviously, but that puts me in a very tough position, as I've always went through and I said that there's a specific method where I use of, hey, get the Valkyrie first and then get the Stigmata. However, I think I'm changing my mind today just for this situation. But without further ado, let's just hop right in. So, Aponia has been a really great... I've seen her, I've played her for a while, and her Stigmata are very versatile. Her leadership skill is really good. And that goes down to her fresh mechanics. You see, Aponia presents something that is really cool, and that's her weapon skill. She is able to present herself and keep herself on the battlefield, even if you are not really using her. So that gives you the double player ability, where you are there, but at the same time, you can bring another Valkyrie out there and make double the damage, use your mechanics or use your weapon skill for your other Valkyrie, even ult, while she is outside and she is on the field, making the AoE damage. Speaking of the AoE, I noticed something that is very, very cool that was with Lee Sushang, and that's her AoE ability. Once she goes in after her charged mode, then and pick the right target for you. So, you see, when Lee Sushang makes her domain expansion, as I call it, Aponia is easily able to go in and pick the right sword for you and the right target. The domain ability is now shortened by a lot, and you are able to clear off Lee Sushang with so much ease. Even though this AoE ability is something of a common thing for Mobius, remember, at the end of the day, Mobius is a pretty selfish character. Unless you are using her ult, you cannot really make any AoE damage. While Aponia, on the other hand, she uses her charge attack, her weapon skill, and her ult to go over and control the whole battlefield. Why am I saying that Mobius is a little bit of a selfish Valkyrie? It's because of her Stigmata and her ability herself. Her Stigmata bases on summoned entities. And from what I know so far, you don't really have a lot of summoned entities. Maybe the Cross, yes. Fischl, yes. But what about anybody else? In general, I would definitely recommend Aponia's Stigmata way over Mobius' Stigmata. Finally, we have Eden. Eden has been a really tough thing for me. Eden's gameplay has been really annoying for me, and it really brings out Shadow Knight flashbacks, and that's not a compliment. My hand really cramped when I was playing her, between trying to figure her out and using her ult, her charge attack, her weapon skill. Her animation really was annoying. It was so much animation, and half of it was really unnecessary. I know she's meant to be beautiful, she's meant to be graceful, so lore-wise, I could just accept that. But in an actual playable mechanic, she's kind of a nightmare really. So if you are expecting to use her as a DPS, I would say think very wisely about why do you want to put her as a DPS. Is she the last resort? And you could probably use Fischl as a DPS, but not her. Her Stigmata, on the other hand, are absolutely amazing. They are super versatile. They're really nice. The amount of damage they would make for the enemy, for your team, it was incredible. So her Stigmata are absolutely worth it. They are custom made for her, but yeah, never put her outside on the battlefield as a DPS. So evasion is a nightmare, running is a nightmare, the amount of animation takes away from your time, especially if you are in Abyss or Memorial Arena. And from what I understand so far, I think that miHoYo is trying to move the whole meta and shift it from the idea of the Harsher of Thunder available, Fallen Rosemary is available. We're trying to shift the meta to all ranged. So with the introduction of Mobius, introduction of Fischl, and now Aponia and Eden, the whole meta for the Thunder Valkyries has been moved from melee to ranged. And that brings up the really golden question, I guess. The main reason why you probably clicked on here. Is Aponia worth it? And the answer is, yeah, she's worth it. So, but hear me out. Usually, I go by one idea and one idea only of get the Valkyrie and work on her as you go through with the game. You don't need to have a fully equipped Valkyrie if you are beginning the game, but you need the Valkyrie if you want to play in a specific weather. So theoretically speaking, for me, I usually get the Valkyrie and then gives her whatever and then work on equipping her as time goes along. That gives me the option of I need a Valkyrie for the Thunder weather, I have a Thunder Valkyrie. I need a Quanta Valkyrie for the Quanta weather, I have a Quanta Valkyrie. I need a Fire Valkyrie for a Fire weather, I have one. So I am not running out of options basically. At the same time, it won't give me the best damage. It wouldn't give me the best scores out there. But it's still better than taking a Fire Valkyrie to a Thunder Weather, for example. However, this time, I'll be straying away from this recommendation that I usually do and recommend it for every other player. And that brings me down to who is better? And the right answer is Aponia. So, if you have Mobius, do not pull for Aponia. She's not a necessity. With her new mechanic, she's very gimmicky, but she's not gonna present you with something that Mobius cannot present, especially if you're not aiming for the high scores. But if you don't have Mobius and you are in the market for a Thunder Valkyrie, Aponia is the future. So really go in and invest in Aponia. Would I tell you to go and invest full in Aponia? Not really. She can really work very nicely with even Eden's Stigmata, let alone Monette or the Ninja Dancer set. Eden's Stigmata are now forgeable as well, so you have a lot of options. She's not as selfish. You can do way more better with her. My answer is definitely, if you have Mobius, do not pull for Aponia. She's not needed. If you don't have Mobius and you're in the market, then Aponia is your go-to. Eden is very nice. She's not meant to be a DPS, as I said, and I say it once more, but her Stigmata are absolutely broken. The mechanics for Aponia are absolutely amazing. She can choose the target automatically. You don't even have to do it because of her AoE damage advantage and that kind of a gimmick where everything is mostly AoE. So she has a very big and good coverage of the overall battlefield. And she has a very nice synergy with Fischl, with Eden, and an overall really great team. The meta has shifted and I'm surprised to say it, but yeah, the times for the Harsher of Thunder has kind of faded away. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Make sure to tell me what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.